I rank the best iPhone 15 Pro Max cases from dbrand to Mous to Casetify to Benks to ESR because all of these companies are making extremely bold claims on their advertising, calling themselves the most protective cases, the strongest MagSafe magnets ever, and the best fitting cases ever to be released for your iPhone 15. So let's start with the most expensive in the group, the Casetify Ultra Bounce case, and see how it compares to the others. But before I begin, let me just start with which cases are going to be the lightest to the heaviest. The iPhone Finewoven Case comes in at 29 grams. The dbrand Ghost case comes in at 32 grams. This is going to be the Speck Presidio case at 42 grams. This is the Benks 600D case at 43 grams. This is the Mous Limitless 5.0 case at 48 grams. You also have the ESR Soft Case with stash sand at 49 grams. And we're going to be reviewing the Casetify Ultra Bounce case, which is the heaviest of the bunch, at 79 grams, which is even heavier than the 2 or 3 piece cases like the tanky OtterBox Defender. So this is our Casetify Ultra Bounce case. Inside of the box, you're going to open it, and we have two designs to share with you. It is the Cool Cats and Cloud. And I've purchased both of these cases at full price, which is going to be about $120 each. And they are thick, they are heavy, they are stiff, but they're going to be sure that your phone is pretty protected, because even though they're the heaviest and thickest of the bunch, they give you a 1.6 millimeter raised bezel on the screen and a 2.2 millimeter raised bezel on the camera. It uses a EcoShock technology, which is just another way of describing what the material that they use to protect your phone is. It comes with 32 feet drop protection, which means this is going to be the most protective of all the cases that we are testing here in terms of their testing. But if you take a closer look at it, it kind of looks like it has Mickey Mouse ears, and I'm not a huge fan of the overall design, even though it is very, very protective. And you will feel it's protective, but your phone will be very heavy. And because there's no front cover, I feel like it's great that the corners are protected, but what about your screen? Because what if the screen breaks? What happens to your phone after that? So the best reasons to get the Casetify Ultra Bounce case is that it comes with cool designs, and it's going to be personalizable, customizable, and it gives you great corner protection. But it doesn't give you the best protection for your screen, and at this weight, you can really get a 2 or 3 piece case. I think you want to get it if you want the best corner protection and you want something that you can personalize, but versus the other cases, the cost is very high. So the Casetify Ultra Bounce's MagSafe magnets are really some of the weakest of the bunch here, and I think that's more related to how thick the case itself is. Because it's so dense, it's just preventing the magnets from really reaching their full potential in terms of their magnet power. And even if they use very powerful magnets here, it's just not giving you the same results as some of the other cases in our test. Next up, let me just show you briefly the Apple iPhone Finewoven Case, because this case is so light at 29 grams, but it is not going to be very protective. All the scratches are going to show on that woven material, and as you can tell by the reviews for this case, everyone was pretty disappointed at what you get for the price, because for 50-60 bucks you get a case that's light, that's not that protective, but has an Apple logo on it. Now let's move on to our next case here. Next up is Mous's Premium Limitless 5.0 case. This is listed weight is 45.8 grams. We weighted ourselves and got 48 grams. It uses Mous's AeroShock padding, which is squishier, but it's still a firm material, and I feel like this is just what every brand is calling whatever material they're making for their cases and giving it a gimmicky name. It's lined with microfiber for a soft touch, which is nice when you place in your phone inside. It has a polycarbonate TPU and TPE material construction. It is offering Mouse's limited lifetime warranty, and the MagSafe magnets here are medium strength, so they're going to be stronger than what you would find on the Apple Finewoven case, but they're nowhere near as strong as the magnets that you would get on the Benks or the ESR case. The confusing part here is that Mous calls their Kevlar aramid fiber just because they don't want to pay the licensing fee to DuPont to use the name Kevlar. However, it's pretty much identical, which means it's very similar to the Benks case, except it's going to be heavier. The camera bump is not going to be metal, it's going to be made out of polycarbonate. With that said, how strong is the MagSafe magnets on the Mous Limitless case? Well, they're going to be medium strength, so that means it's going to be more powerful than you would get on the Apple Finewoven case, but it's not going to be as powerful as the Benks or the ESR cases. At the time of this video, the Mous case is running about $70, but I'm pretty confident within a few months this case is going to be sub 50, sub 40, and possibly sub 30. The knocks on the Mous case is that some of the edges can be a little sharp and the material can be a little squeaky if you're squeezing it, and that's just because it's kind of squishy. The action button is not going to be the most clicky, but I found my volume and my power buttons are just fine. I think the Mous case here is okay, it's just not going to be the best value. Next up is the Benks 600D case, and it has the raised camera cutout. Almost the entire case itself is made out of Kevlar fiber 600D, which is going to be very, very light relative to the overall protection that it gives you, and the MagSafe magnet here is going to be very strong. The buttons are going to be clicky, and I do enjoy how I use my Benks 600D case. It has a 1.9mm lip protection. It has a 2.8mm lip protection for the camera, which puts it just above the Casetify Ultra Bounce case, and it weighs just about 43 grams. The reason why I love this case is that it's a really good balance between getting a case that is protective, light, slim, doesn't yellow, and the buttons are clicky. The camera bump is protected. There's no stand here, but you can always use a MagSafe accessory. If you do a MagSafe test with your Benks like I did, you'll find that the Benks magnet is just as strong as the top MagSafe magnets to come out for the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15. Overall, the biggest knock on the Benks, just like the mouse case, is that it's not going to be the most grippy of cases. It's not going to be as squishy as the mouse, but it's not going to be the most grippy because polycarbonate cases are just going to be much more grippy because of how they stick to your hand. Regardless though, I think the Benks case is protective. I dropped my phone repeatedly and I don't see any scratches on the phone, but also on the case. This is the ESR Soft Case with Stash Stand. This is one of my new favorite cases. It has a cloud series, and ultimately this is just going to be like a silicone case with a stash stand that is still relatively protective with the upgraded magnets, and it's going to be easy to use with a lot of the MagSafe accessories that you can get anywhere. The stash stand does come in this more gunmetal color, which I like. I like the material here. It is very soft, but yet somewhat grippy. And the MagSafe magnet is going to be one of the best MagSafe magnets you can get, at least currently from ESR. The inner lining is going to be that micro suede, so that's a really nice premium micro suede material here. And the camera bump material is going to be well protected, and that's one of the best things about the ESR, how protected it is. Now let's put in our phone. In terms of the buttons are clicky, easy to find. The cutouts are easy to find. The action button works. So the great thing about this ESR is how protective the case is, and it's not prone to yellowing, which is something good about these kind of silicone-like cases. In terms of protection, I find that this is very protective. In terms of drop protection, it is very good. It's still military grade, so it can withstand a lot of different drops here. It feels good in the hand. Now the camera guard is something you will want to use. It just makes life easy if you want to stand up your ESR here. So if you just want to stand it up. It's not really meant for this purpose, but you can use it for this. However, it's just much more better for landscape in my opinion. Now the camera guard also protects your phone, and this also makes a great holder. So if I want to just take it with me and take it somewhere, it's a great holder as well. In terms of the grip, this is going to be a little bit more grippy than a normal silicone case, but not as grippy as a polycarbonate clear case. So you want to keep that in mind. There's no real grip pads on the side, so the biggest drawback here is that it's just not going to be as grippy. But in terms of the overall feel, in terms of the build quality, in terms of the fit, I love how the ESR Soft Case with the stash stand works, and I think I might even prefer this over the clear case now. This is the most hyped iPhone case I've ever seen, the dbrand Ghost case, and it's currently having some problems. So if you buy one today, as of the time of this video, you'll get one today, and then you'll get another one next year to fix the scratches that will come to your case just by placing it inside your pocket. Now, this is going to be a little bit of innovation because it's a very light case. At 32 grams is one of the lightest cases we've tried, and for this weight, it is relatively protective compared to other lightweight cases. But compared to the best cases in our group here, the magnet is going to be the weakest. The case itself is going to be the most scratch resistant, as well as fingerprint magnet. And the overall grip, even though it comes with that kind of rubber strip around it that makes it easy to handle, there's no protective anything on the inside of this case. It's all on the outside. So I find that a lot of these pieces can scratch, get chipped, or break because everything's on the outside instead of being protected in the inside. Regardless of that, it is still a good looking case. I'm not trying to say this is the worst case ever made, but I just think it doesn't live up to the hype and it doesn't really live up to the price. So if you're interested in it, I don't think this is the best iPhone case. I don't think it's the most protective case, but it's not a bad case. It just comes with weaker MagSafe and it's very scratch prone. This is the Speck Presidio Perfect Clear MagSafe case with click lock, and this is going to be for an iPhone 15, 15 Pro, or 15 Pro Max. And click lock just means as a no-slip interlocking lock for MagSafe if you're using it with other Speck products. But if you're not, do not worry, because MagSafe here works, and it is just like any other MagSafe case. It even looks the same, except it has a more silvery metallic MagSafe magnet. And this is a protective case. It's going to be built for 13-foot drops. You can see how much protection you get on the corners as well as the camera bump and the lip. It has a matte finish here, so even though it's going to be perfect clear, you can remember that there is a version that's going to be more clear than the other. And just by the side-by-side view, you can also see that the button area is also going to be squishy. And it's squishy because it has less protection around that area, and it also means that it's going to have clicky buttons. The biggest thing that you're going to notice about it though is that it comes with the Speck logo on the top right corner, which is something that some people might like or some people might not like. But I really enjoy that dual layer perimeter that gives you extra protection on the corners, and it does that just by having a more shock absorbing material, and it has a little bit of cushion there that allows it to withstand a 13-foot drop. Before I tell you which one of these iPhone 15 Pro Max cases is the best in my opinion, well, let me just start off by saying that this is my opinion and there is no wrong answer here. You might love one of these cases and I might say, well, it's so-so, and that means we all have a difference in opinion. It doesn't mean any of us are right or wrong. However, I did test over 60 cases for your iPhone 15 Pro Max to come to this conclusion, and I think it's really a three-way tie here. The Benks 600D at 43 grams is one of my favorite cases, along with the ESR Soft Case with Stash Stand. Because if you're not looking for a clear case, these two are going to be reasonably priced. They give you solid protection, and they're quite grippy. The buttons are clicky. There's no real drawbacks between either of them. And if you want the most protective of the group, it's clearly going to be the Casetify Ultra Bounce case. I hate to recommend something that's so expensive, especially at $110, $120, and that's so heavy. But if you're against the two-piece or three-piece design that has become so tanky and so prevalent along all these cases, and you're looking for something different, well, at least Casetify is bringing something new to the game. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. We will get back to you. And please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help support our channel. And I'll catch you soon. This is David with the French Glow, signing off. Bye, bye, bye.